What's going on YouTube? I'm bringing you another MLB The Show 23 video, and in today's video we'll be discussing the best settings, the best equipment, things that I would recommend that you get if you do not have, if you can afford it. This is the stuff that you should be investing some of your money in, or you should work hard for it because it will help you out in MLB The Show 23, especially if you're trying to be competitive. So this might not be for the everyday average user, but if you're trying to get better at the game, this is how you guys can do it with some of these settings that you can just change in game and some equipment or accessories to add to your controller or add to your PS5 or Xbox that will help you out. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on for the best MLB The Show 23 tips, tricks, how to make stubs, how to gain XP fast, and of course, finish collections, no money spent. So we're just gonna go ahead and back out of MLB The Show real quick, and I'm gonna go over a few things that I use here on PlayStation and Xbox. So I use a DualSense Edge controller. So you'll see it right here in my hands. We'll go full screen just so you guys can see it a little better. This is a new DualSense Edge controller. This is a $200 controller, yes. And we'll be talking about some of the accessories on this controller that are most important. One, I do have a Kontrol Freak on top, and the little green thing is what you call a Kontrol Freak precision ring. This is going to help me control that PCI as close as possible. And then on the other side, I have another Kontrol Freak. So this is for pitching and this is for hitting, but this will significantly help your game in MLB The Show 23 just because you're going to have more control over the movement of your PCI. Hands down, Kontrol Freaks I've been using since playing Call of Duty for years on end, and that's going to help you out in MLB The Show 23 or any game for that matter, whether it be Call of Duty, Fortnite, any type of games like that, even like other sports games as well. They can definitely help you out. And now let's talk about some of the settings. Actually, I'm going to show you guys my Xbox controller as well. So Xbox, same thing. As you can see, this is my hitting stick. I know so my left stick, obviously, that's the hitting stick, right? And then the right stick is my pitching, okay? Left stick's always going to have that precision ring because I want the most precise aim as possible. I like the green ones. They're less sensitive. The harder ones are going to make it a little bit harder to field because you're going to have to break them in. But once you break in the precision ring, it's really, really good. I'm enjoying it so far. Like those links, if you want them down below, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with them. They do not help me out at all. That's just something I personally use. And if you guys want to check them out, you can check them out in the link in the comments or in the info section down below. Okay, now let's take a look at some settings and why we like the DualSense Edge. So if I press down here, I can go to customize profile. As you can see, I do have a batting and I do have a pitching profile. The only one that really matters for me right now is going to be, I do have pitching for the right stick. I have a 9% dead zone and dynamic sensitivity curve. That's just gonna make it really easy to do those like motions, like change up. So everyone that says, how are you so good at pinpoint? Well, this controller definitely helps out. I mean, I was good at pinpoint last year without this controller, but this just makes it 10 times easier to control. Now with the left stick, that is my hitting stick. We use, not on the right stick. But for my batting on the left stick, we use a sensitivity of quick and a dead zone of 13%. I really haven't fine-tuned the dead zone yet. I'm still trying to mess with that one, but we want like a quick movement, right? It's quicker, but a dead zone kind of adjusts for the quickness, and kind of the higher the dead zone, the slower it's going to react. So you're going to have to move it a lot more before it starts reacting. Where the lower the dead zone, the faster you're going to get a reaction. So like if I barely move the stick, it starts moving it. See? Boom. See the meter on the left, how fast it goes when I just barely move it? Or with a higher dead zone, like my 13, it's going to gradually go a little bit slower before it actually reacts. So you can play around with this. Shout out to Major Mangoes. He's one that taught me a lot about this controller. So shout out to Major Mangoes on Twitch. His link will be in the description down below because he's definitely put me onto this Corona controller. And I just wanted to show my community after I got my hands on it. I've started messing with some of the settings myself. I got more of a feel of how this controller is and what I like about this controller. And I'm trying to fine tune my settings. Right now, I'm rocking 13% on the PlayStation controller. Obviously, with the Xbox You don't have these options. So the only options for Xbox users is what I showed you: the Kontrol Freaks, the precision rings. Those are going to be these substantial to Xbox. Next thing, guys, is your monitors. Honestly, make sure you guys are playing on monitors. Monitors have a lower response time, which means that the time that you press X to swing, it's going to happen a lot faster in game. So if you realize that you're late on outlier fastballs, it might be because you're playing on a TV, or it might be playing on a low refresh rate monitor. We're going to be talking about refresh rates soon as well. I have an Asus monitor. Yes, it's not called Asus. It is called Asus. I have an Asus monitor. Link to my monitor will be in the description down below. But any monitor that has 120, 144 refresh rate at least will definitely benefit you from a TV or another monitor that only has 60 hertz refresh rate. So you don't have to get the best monitor. Obviously, if you get a 1440p 240 hertz monitor, that's going to be a future-proof monitor that you can also use if you have a PC or vice versa. Now, the one I have is 144 hertz. It does support a 1440p, so it is going to be more on the expensive side because of that 1440p support. But this is what you want to know. You want to know if it's going to support 120 hertz. If it supports 120 hertz through HDMI 2.0, 2.1, then it will work. Now, you can get monitors that support 120 hertz, but only through DVI or a DisplayPort. You want it to support 120 hertz through HDMI, and that will be 2.0 or 2.1. If that happens, you should be good to go, but make sure you at least have a 120 hertz monitor if you can get one, especially if you're on next gen. Guys, if you're on PlayStation 4 or old gen Xbox, this will not apply to you. A monitor will still help you, but your console does not support 120 hertz. Where if you're on PlayStation 5 or Xbox One X or S, your console does support 120 hertz. So these monitors that are 120 hertz or higher will help you. If you're not on next gen, a monitor will help you, but you won't get the 120 hertz. But like I said, you could buy it to future-proof yourself. So when you upgrade to a PS5 or an Xbox Series S, you don't have to get another monitor to help out your game. So definitely still recommend 120 hertz. I had a 120 hertz monitor on my PS4 for the longest time before I even got a PS5. I mean, I'd rather future-proof it, buy a monitor once, not have to buy another one a year later. So that's what I did. But I did upgrade since then to a 1440p, and then that other 120 hertz monitor or 144 hertz monitor is now one of my PC monitors. So it helps out right there. But that's what you want right there. Now, when it comes to game stuff, guys, it's really all personal preference when it comes to game stuff. Monitors definitely help. Your controller definitely helps. And obviously, some settings in the game could possibly help as well. Hitting settings. Everyone wants to know how I always get the bat PCI. If you go under control and go under PCI center, I have the bat. I have the inner as my wedge. Outer is supposed to be none. And then it's going, and I have 50% transparency for anyone who wants to know my transparency. And another big one, guys, I always play with vibration off. I don't want my controller shaking when I'm batting or whatever it might do. Always play with vibration off. I don't care what game you're playing. You should always have vibration off. It will truly help your aim in Call of Duty or Fortnite. Or, I mean, if there was vibration in this game, I wouldn't know it because it's always been off. So always keep your vibration off. Strike zone high is my hitting view. My pitching view is strike zone 3. And my in-play offense is on high, guys. I recommend high because you're able to see if long fly balls in the outfield are going to drop and see grass, or if they might get caught. So I think in-play view offense on high is the most recommended. And in-play defense is just kind of like medium. That's probably personal preference, really, but I do like medium for the best for me. Anyways, guys, I try to keep it short and simple for this video. Just kind of want to give you guys my idea and my things that I do and the things that I use to improve my game in MLB The Show 23. If you guys want another in-depth tutorial on hitting tips or pitching tips, just leave a comment down below. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and see if we can get 100 likes on this video. And until next time, of course, hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on the next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.